Assalamu alaikum. What is the difference between the two? Today's video, that's what I'm going to tackle. And so to find that out, we first should look at what defines Islamic life coaching. And the answer to that is, I don't know. And I don't know because there isn't any standard definition that I could find after like a 20-second Google search. But genuinely, I don't think there is any standard definition because I don't think it's a actual specific practice. So if you want to know what Islamic life coaching is, I'm guessing it's in the essence of having a personal trainer where you have somebody who's knowledgeable in their field and they teach you, they instruct you, they guide you to some objective or goal that you want. So it's like when people say they've got a sheikh or they're getting one or something like that. In that essence is what Islamic life coaching, if I had to guess, is. And thinking from the Quran, this is perhaps what Musa and Khidr alayhim salam, that's what that relationship was, where you had Khidr alayhi salam, who was knowledgeable about some things that Musa alayhi salam was not. And he was teaching him, he was instructing him from a position of having knowledge and authority. And so that whole Islamic life coaching, in that essence, and that's fine. It's great. It works for a lot of people. I'm not saying anything bad about that. That's not what I do. I'm not an Islamic life coach, but I'm a Muslim life coach. And what even is a life coach? Well, being a life coach doesn't mean that I'm the expert on life, because I'm not. I'm not at all. I make a lot of mistakes. I have a lot of issues of my own. Being a life coach doesn't mean that you're the expert at somebody else's life, because the only person who's the expert in your life is you. People might think when they hear life coaching that it is that traditional type of life coaching, that personal trainer type relationship, and that is not true for me and for many others. Because like I said, the only human being who is the expert in your life is you. That is what I do. I am trained to bring out the answers within you, to bring out the guidance, the light, the motivation, the discipline, the intensity, the confidence, bravery, all of those things within yourself that are locked up right now. That's what I'm trained to do. That's what I can, inshallah, do. So how do I do this? And what's an example of what this would look like? So the first things first, the coaching space isn't about me. It's not you come in and then I'm gonna give you my super awesome life advice or anything like that. It's about you. It's about what you want, your dreams, your goals, your issues in life. It's about you, not me. So I hold that space for you because I'm here to partner with you. And things become a bit easier in life when you have somebody in your corner with you who wants to help you, who wants to support you. I will listen to your topic for that session with a level of presence and intent that you likely have not experienced before or that often, and something that I was trained to do. And it's a very powerful thing when you're really in that moment with somebody else. And people don't realize this, because when you're in that moment with somebody else, you pick up on a lot of things. I present these things to you and we explore them and challenge them, and we kind of navigate through these limiting beliefs that might come up. Words of interest, X, Y, Z, things that you think are throwaway statements, but actually hold the key to unlocking your problems in life. And at the end of the session, we, ideally there's some action plan going forward to implement the knowledge that you learn, and inshallah we'll meet again. So what's an example of what this would look like? Well, I want you to picture a man named Ahmed. He's 25 years old. He struggles with getting work. He lives at home. Struggles with his relationships. Most noticeably, he's a nice, quiet guy, but he's overweight, noticeably overweight, and he wants to change that. And he's tried to change it. He's tried fitness plans, he's tried diet plans, he's tried a variety of them, and they haven't seemed to work out for him. And so then him and I would meet in a session and this would presumably come up. And for me, as the life coach there, as his coach, I'm curious because I'm quite knowledgeable about fitness myself, alhamdulillah. So I could help him. Like, so could the internet, so could so many fitness experts, dietitians, this, that, the other. There's so many resources available. So I'm curious, like, there's so much information out there, but I don't mention that right away. Because he probably knows this too, how to do, like, he knows he can go to the gym. He knows he can find this information out online. He probably has tried in the past. But there's something deeper, something underlying that's holding him back. And I'm curious about that. Eventually I ask him, what is it about getting a fit body that you find off-putting? And he says something like, it's just, I think it's so difficult to do. Like, it's so hard, and to have to maintain that. And I ask him, like, what are you feeling as you say that? And he sits and ponders, and eventually he comes up with fear. And that's where I use some of my real world knowledge, and I say, well, that's interesting. The fear, and you just mentioned that about, like, the difficulty of getting in shape and maintaining it, and I'm sure you know that there's so many resources available. So what are you really afraid of? And then he sits and ponders some more, and he says, I fear just not going to be able to do it. I'm afraid that I'm not good enough. There it is. That's the limiting belief that's been holding him back this whole time. That's been impacting so many aspects of his life. It was never about the diet plan or the workout plan, or he didn't like running or whatever it was. It was never about that. There was a core belief, because he's heard throughout his childhood that he's lazy, unmotivated, that he's just not good enough, like his grades were never good enough to impress his parents, or he never got that validation, he didn't get this, that, the other. That's all he's heard. And so he fears that he's never going to be good enough. So why should he even try? That's what's been holding him back. And we explore that limiting belief. We explore the ways in which it's holding back his life, impacting his life. And we explore how learning of that limiting belief, something he didn't know coming in, but was in his own words, can change his life for the better. Because when you're in that situation, it's difficult for you to pick up on the words that you're using, the answers that are within your own voice. But me, I'm an outsider, so I'm trained to pick up on them, and I can pick on them, inshallah. After that, Ahmed and I wrap up the session with a couple of action steps that he can take to start making his life easier and to get fitter. Like, instead of, like, okay, you think a jacked fit guy probably works out a lot, has to eat super strict, and Ahmed is overweight, and it's like, okay, that's, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So we do small steps to encourage progress, like going to bed an hour earlier, drinking a couple of glasses more water per day, like small steps that he can be consistent with. And I'm an accountability person too, so he won't want to come into the next session saying, oh, I haven't done anything. And yeah, slowly but surely we start working towards his goals, what he wants. Because if you work with me, it's about what you want. It's about what you're trying to achieve. It's not about me and flexing my knowledge and whatever. And I do offer mentoring if you want that, in terms of, like, for OCD or self-destructive behaviors, things that I have experience on dealing with. I can offer that mentoring, but life coaching, the answers come, ultimately they come from Allah, but they come and you find them within. And so that's what I do. And if you're interested, please head to my website and feel free to book with me. I'd love to see you guys there. Till the next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.